let's hit the track.
Hey everyone, I'm David, or 1davidj. I'm going to be running Kirby Air Ride here today. Just for a little bit of background of the run, I'm going to be doing the Air Ride mode. If you're familiar with the game, there's 3 different modes. And we're going to be doing, I'm going to be doing time attack of all 9 courses, with the added caveat that I cannot use any vehicle more than once. So we'll get to show off a nice variety of vehicles here. Then I also have Pearstrike with me. Go ahead and say hi.
Hello.
Paul's been running the game for a long time as well. Long-time friend of mine, rival. So I'm just going to get started. I'm going to use Formula Star here. And I can give a countdown, and we can get started. So 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so starting off in Fantasy here, I'm using Formula Star like I mentioned. First thing, I guess, to mention, really important part of this run, whenever you kill an enemy, you get a speed boost. So we're going to be using that a whole lot. And also, before I go any further, I want to give a special shout out to my friend Dale. He's coming up in the cave here. He's super important. This little light bulb enemy here.
There he is.
Everyone say hi to Dale.
Hi, Dale. That was nice. I think he's got a shout out on every GDQ run we've done.
as he should. He's a really important part of the community,
yeah.
You know.
I'm glad you remembered to do that because that's very important.
Yeah, it's front and center. Anyway, so I'm using Formula Star here, and if you're familiar with the game, you know, like Formula Star, it's basically that every vehicle has a gimmick, and Formula Star's gimmick is that it's low acceleration but really high max speed. So you would think like, oh, you know, it could be good for speed runs if you know what you're doing, you know, high max speed. It's not. It's awful.
Hey, some 48's good.
Yeah,
that
was a good time. So yeah, it's awful, and the reason why we use it there, that kind of goes into the first part of the routing that we talked about, or that comes into the run because of the restriction that we talked about. You can't use any vehicle more than once. It's a short course, and it's relatively okay there, so we use it there because it loses the least time. Rather than losing like 20 or 30 seconds on a longer course, it loses like, I don't know, 5 or 6 or something. Not speaking of bad vehicles, I'm using Jetstar here on Celestial Valley. Jetstar is actually good. It's got this mechanic where whenever it catches air, it gets a quick burst of speed. And normally that speed wears off pretty quickly in the air, but if you drop to the ground immediately, you preserve that speed a lot better. So we call these jet dashes. Basically, every time you catch air and instantly drop to the ground. And you can kind of chain them together in a bunch of places. Mess it up a little bit there, but you saw it in a few other places as well. Basically, you can get a ton of them in a row and just go really fast. So gonna be aiming for that as much as I can.
I like that tornado improv. That was good.
Yeah. Yeah, so I actually sucked up 2 enemies at once, so I got the power-up randomizer and was stuck with the tornado, so I just kind of had to go with it and try and kill enemies as best I can. Oh, that's not good.
Oh my god, a death.
Disaster.
That's awesome. That's actually cool. There's like 4 places to die in this whole category.
This game's actually like pretty rock solid. Like it's almost impossible to like get out of bounds, and there's only a couple places on a couple courses you can like fall out. That's one of them. So
yeah,
completely unintended. Actually, just missed. Like I was aiming for the rail, but I hit the wall instead, and yeah, I fell out. So
yeah, it's cool. You're showing off some new stuff.
Yeah. Never before seen tech in GDQ.
Yeah.
Accidentally dying.
Just a setup. It's like there's gonna be like a wrong warp or something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because the vehicles are so different, that's why no dupes is such a cool category. Literally every vehicle has a like big defining gimmick. It isn't like, I guess, maybe more of a standard kart racer where each kart has like a little better speed or worse speed or handling or whatever. But everything like controls like fundamentally different. So that's why it's pretty cool to show it all off here.
And you got some like really wacky vehicles in here. We'll use some of them later, like Slick Star, basically can't turn. We got stuff like that. So
that's a good sell. This star where you just go forward.
Yeah, you move forward at a constant speed, and then you can't turn unless you completely stop instantly, and then you can turn. They got some wild stuff in this game. So if not for this category, we'd just be using Wheelie Scooter for most of the run, which is the best vehicle. And we'll see it at the end, or towards the end. It's like the fastest vehicle, so we use it for the longest course. But yeah, this category, we just show off all sorts of stuff. The Sword Star, like I mentioned, has this mechanic where it can't turn unless you press A, which completely causes it to stop. It's got like basically infinitely high acceleration almost, but it has like a very constant max speed, so you kind of just hit that max speed instantly and then move at a constant speed.
That was a
So it does
nice
have,
section.
yeah. It's got this kind of unintended mechanic where if you spin and charge and turn towards the wall, you kind of just bounce away from the wall a little bit. It makes you go a little faster. So instead of going like 50 or so kilometers an hour in a straight line, you go like just over 60 as you're like bouncing against walls. And then also like angles you to, like as the wall turns away from you, so you're kind of like facing the right direction. So that's kind of one of the main two things that we can do to go faster on this course, kind of aiming for these walls correctly. And then we also have to be careful about how we spin, because if you spin like you're gonna suck them up. That's another issue, is there's one button that does everything in this game, and you don't have to like hold A to go fast or anything, the game plays itself, but the A button sucks up enemies, it operates power-ups, it's used for the like mini turbo slash charging slash slowing down slash helping you turn mechanic all in once. So I was trying to turn there and I was too close to the sword guy, so I sucked him up. I was aiming for the wheel because the wheel's faster in that section because it handles like a normal vehicle. It gets speed when it catches air. It gets speed from killing enemies and stuff. So I was aiming for that at the start of the lap there, which I got on lap 2. But coming in here, probably like a 205. Yeah, just barely 205. That was pretty good until the 3rd lap, but happens.
Still not bad. Didn't beat Kev's time, but you know what can you do?
Yeah. As I mentioned, the slick star here, which cannot turn. So you see, pretty much the only way it turns is you have to like charge up a boost and then you have to release the boost and it redirects you in that direction. But notice how like I charge and I'm just like sliding sideways until I release it. We actually use that to our advantage here. We kind of do, like basically snake our mini turbos here, or mini. Also, I won one of the swords, but our boosts, which are pretty much like mini turbos, kind of snake them through as best we can. I do not release that boost.
That's a hard strat. Basically, you have to super slide sideways down this whole icicle mountain, and if you're like barely off center, if you didn't line it up properly by just a little bit, you'll hit the wall and then you'll just break out of it.
Yeah,
so that's hard. But
hopefully I get to see it on some of the other laps here. Pretty much doing the similar thing right there with those boosters, so you get to zip along the end of the course and then fly into the tunnel here. Definitely like one of my favorite strats of this vehicle is doing stuff like that. You get like these nice long like set the boosters and then you just, I don't know, fly for like a super long distance going really fast. You basically don't lose speed if you're like charged and turn sideways. Kind of like a buggy mechanic sometimes where like the charge going down that hill will automatically release itself, which is what happened on both those last 2 laps, but I recovered it there pretty well.
yeah, that was good.
So that was kind of what it's supposed to look like going into the tunnel. Yeah, that's what I was saying, what always happens with the sword. I always just end up sucking that up backwards. This section, it's hard to do on lap 2 because you have a sword, which if you turn sideways, then the ice guys will just hit you, so kind of have to like aim forward a little longer, and then like harder to get as good of a boost through there, but handled that section pretty well.
In the business, we call that getting iced.
Yeah. So this is pretty good. Anything like sub 220 is pretty acceptable for me, and with the big slowdown in the first lap, I'll be close to that. So yeah, there we go. That's what that's supposed to look like. We got tons of Dales. Shout out to Dale.
Oh yeah.
So many in the tunnel there that like it's actually like hard to see on the 3rd lap. They're really just. They're really.
That's what he was supposed to be. He was supposed to be a light power up where you like light up dark tunnels.
And they really just camped out in there on the 3rd lap.
They didn't do it. Yeah, so they stuff him in every cave in this game. I don't know what to do with this guy. He's up to no good in that cave.
We got Magma. Gonna be using the 2nd best vehicle in the game here. So you just
boost.
charges up a giant boost, and then it goes really fast, basically. So
if you let it go at the perfect time, like he did, that's how you know he's a professional, ladies and gentlemen. You got the 117 boost. That's what we want to see.
Yeah, at the very beginning of the lap, for some reason, on Magma alone, there's like a certain like pixel. If you drive over and you release the boost on it, you get quite a bit more speed. So instead of going from like 83 from a dead stop, you get like 117 for some reason. This is like a timing thing you get down. I think it's like 10 frame windows. It's like not very precise, but sometimes you mess it up and just not in for a good time at the start of the lap.
All right, here we go. You're gonna beat my Magma right here. Feel it.
This course kind of has this weird issue where it's kind of soft locked at like a 202, maybe 201. Like Paul has a 201 because this rail here is on a cycle. So the left path is so slow, you kind of have to like, you either have to get there so early that it hasn't pointed left yet, or you basically just have to wait for it to point center. So pretty much you go from like being like a 202, maybe a 201, you like close out the third lap super like incredibly well, or
yeah,
if you get through that, then you push into like the mid to high like 150s, which I have not done. It's quite difficult. Also,
yeah, because there's that faster cycle. It's like it's so hard to hit.
Yeah, push at the end of this lap a little bit, or the start of this lap, I mean. But I think we're right here. The main thing about this cycle is getting the middle path is what I'm aiming for, which it looks like I still make perfect.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, nice. And that was good. Killed the bomb with the Waddle D. That's what we like to see. So then you can just grab the sword. Nice and clean. This was a good one.
Yeah, it's looking like probably a 203 or so, which is quite solid.
Yeah.
Always have to be a little bit careful about that bird there. So, issue that I mentioned with with the A button doing everything is that if you suck up a bird or a wheel, it's usually like super bad. At least with the faster vehicles, because really quickly here, just gonna go backwards here for a sec. This is probably the weirdest vehicle in the run.
Speaking of vehicles where you can't turn.
yeah, this thing once you start going fast, you really cannot turn. But if you're going slow, you turn really fast. But yeah, so you have to avoid like birds and usually wheels. That Sky Sand's wheel use was an exception. It's actually the only place in this run that we use it. It's used for like time attack on a lot of the slower vehicles because the wheel's like kind of a mid-tier vehicle, but the bird is just atrocious, so it's not fast at all. So we have to be careful.
Yeah,
one of the ways we avoid it is just by trying to have power-ups. Like right now, since I still have the spike, I can just kind of spike through, but I couldn't hit that booster if I didn't have it, because I couldn't press A on the booster, which you need to do. So that's another important part of power routing.
That and spinning too, because when you're spinning, you can't suck it up, but you can still press A. So that's a nice little trick we'll do sometimes too.
Mm-hmm. It's like a nice backup, but spinning has this issue. It slows you down a little bit.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You definitely don't want to do it unless you have to.
It's a nice bomb strat. I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
No Dupes is like in this nice little middle territory where the rides aren't like really bad, because all the really low tier ones, basically what they do in each track is just try to get wheel because it's faster than they are. So luckily, yeah, it's in this nice little middle territory where you could still like actually see, what the vehicle does without just automatically getting the wheel power up. So
yeah, and we got basically like the perfect taste of it on one course on Sky Sands, because it is like a fun vehicle to use, especially on that course, because a lot of like you can catch air, there's a lot of enemies to kill, so like it goes pretty quick on that course. But if we're using slow. Oh, okay, I almost got picked up by that. If we're using slower vehicles,
no beanstalks.
Yeah, this is actually like a solid beanstalk here. Hit that jump all 3 laps. Looking at solid sub 230 here. So yeah, you can't like choose whether or not to get picked up by that. You basically can drive through when it's there, it picks you up. So I had to like slow down a bit to avoid it, but it's definitely a very solid beanstalk actually. Yeah, 225. That's like
that's really good.
Less than 2 seconds off my PB. And part of that was that slowdown there at the end. Now we got machine pads, which are steel organ, as the Japanese name says. I'm gonna be using wheelie bike. This is probably like my worst vehicle track combination. This vehicle, like it's decently fast, but it just kind of handles like awkwardly. Like it doesn't start turning immediately. When you turn, you kind of start leaning first, and then the turning starts. So it's hard to like make use of it, but it's got pretty precise power up routing throughout this level. Actually, like I wanted that spike for example, but messed up and didn't get rid of my electric in time. So normally sucking up that spike means that it wears off before the spike at the end of the course. Although that was a little bit slow, so that might still work out. Maybe? I want this. Okay, cool. So if I was going fast, then I would have not been able to suck that up. Because you can't like choose to get rid of your power up. It just kind of wears off after a certain amount of time. Plasma you can kind of choose. You can like use up the plasma to get rid of it earlier. It's kind of the best you can do. Like here, I'm actually going to do that. If I can grab this one here.
Nice. Yeah, because there's like different size plasma blasts that you could do that take up more of the plasma. So you could do like a big shot to try to get rid of it quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll be
hearing
doing like the try shot. Yeah.
I can grab this one just in time.
Nice.
So it's all routed out, and like the power-ups that spawn are different on each lap. So it actually makes it surprisingly more dynamic per lap than you would expect for like a racing game. Just like most of them are just kind of you drive 3 laps. Maybe like the opener will be a little bit different, but definitely like a lot of diversity here.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, the enemies really make each lap a different kind of beast. Really good point. We're also playing on the Japanese version. The vehicles go a little faster for some reason. They're just programmed a little lighter, I believe, right?
Yeah, it's something like that. I think they like preserve speed better in sliding, and then that just kind of adds up because like when you release a boost, then it gets a little faster. So it matters more for some vehicles than others. Biggest one is Rocket Star. So 213 there, pretty solid. Pretty happy with that. Coming up, the wheelie scooter that we talked about earlier. It's the fastest vehicle. It's got a bunch of scooter-specific tech to it. First thing, basically, if you spin, turn towards the wall, you zip along it. It's called a spin dash. There's also some walls that you can get the same effect without spinning. Kind of depends on like the type of wall.
Oh.
This is definitely like the fastest vehicle. It's not fast, but it's the one I've spent the most.
Now you're good, yeah. That ramp saved you.
Yeah. The ramp and the fire that I left behind, like hitting one of the Waddle Dees got me a speed boost.
Wow. See, that's game sense. He planned that. Amazing.
Surely I would also just plan spinning into the Waddle Dees in the first place, like I know too, but you know.
No. That's what they expect.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking for. You know, you gotta keep them on their toes.
So I'm just kind of moving through here. There's another little glitch here at the end. If I like drive over that route and charge, then I get like really high speed preservation, so I can just kind of fly through the entire end of the course like that. It's super
he
fun.
just holds A that whole time. It's really cool. It like breaks the charge meter.
Yeah, so like mentioned,
if I chime in with the donation?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Here is $50 from Mr. Shasta that says, "Good luck, David." Also, hello, Paul. Glad to see you two back at it again with KAR. This game rules, just like hot dogs in City Trial.
Nice, Shasta. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, man. Shout out to Shasta.
Shasta owns.
Good friend of ours. Resident
Fellow
Kirby expert.
Yeah, fellow Kirby runner in this very marathon.
Oh, does he ever run too? I didn't actually realize that. Nice.
Yeah. Wow. Some friend you are.
True. Sorry, Shasta.
Dude, caught in HD. Amazing.
This is
Dude, 3 immaculate cave dashes.
Yeah, this is a moving check night for sure.
Beat my PB. I don't know.
I don't think I'm pulling that one back.
No, I don't think you are. I mean, how could you? Come on.
Beat your PB? Surely I wouldn't do that in a marathon last time this game was run a marathon.
We're not gonna talk about that. They can't look at that video, right? Scrubbed
Hopefully
from
not.
the internet.
Yeah.
We're gonna have that video scrubbed from the internet. Nice dirt dashes too.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Coming in with looking like a 237 here.
That's cool.
Nice.
Sub 240 is very nice.
Mm.
That's really good, actually. That was great.
Yeah. And for our last course here, we got Bulk Star. And the second time in the run, we're actually going to go backwards. Once again. But this time for even longer. We're going back to this jump here. Bulk Star's got this mechanic. You charge up the charge meter and it uses its boost basically as fuel. So it kind of just gains speed as it burns. So if you start by going off the jump, then you pick up more speed as you burn through the fuel. So you basically hit the ground with full boost and 45 or so kilometers an hour. You just pick up a ton of speed, and it's so much faster than starting from 0 or something like that.
Yeah, catching air gives you that boost in speed. So
Yeah.
if you're like catching air and then also get the full charge, when you hit the ground, it's like boom, you just shoot out. It's kind of like how Jetstar works, honestly, if you think about it, how it gets that little speed boost.
Yeah. It was a little bit rough of him. Like a little bit, yeah, it works. Like the small differences make like a huge difference in time, because the difference from like if you could get up to like 102 versus like 105 kilometers an hour, or even like even faster, like 108 or 109. Not only does it burn for longer, so you have to higher speed, but then you spend that entire like slowdown time going faster as well. So slight variations on how well you go off the jump make like a huge difference. So this
is a pretty consistent one, yeah. As long as you hit those ramps, you should be pretty good.
Yeah, basically anything that gets all of them right gets about a 223 or better. Maybe 224 if it's a little rough, but...
Is Bulk a fan favorite? I think it's memorable. I don't think people like it, but...
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how it goes.
Everyone knows it. Nobody likes it.
Exactly.
But, you know, we like
More
it.
donos here if we have time.
Yeah, go for it. We're actually coming up on the end of the run, so go ahead.
Oh boy. All right, $15 here from Odiani that says, Kirby has been a staple of my life since I was a child, and I'm so excited to see it represented at GDQ several times over. Big thanks to the runners. Kirby is a friend to everyone except cancer. Here's to hoping we defeat this nightmare once and for all.
So when I cross the finish line here, it'll be time.
Perfect time.
And time.
Nice. Sub 223.
Yeah,
Even better than you said. Amazing.
It's a pretty good run.
That was a good run. What was the time on that?
Looks like 21:02. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's really good, actually.
Yeah.
I think that beat my time at the last. We're not talking about that. Whatever. It's not important. GG's, dude. That was very good.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks for joining me on commentary. Thanks to GDQ for having me. Hope everyone enjoyed. Thanks for watching. This 2 a.m. or 5 a.m. in the States, depending on where you are. Dragged Paul out of bed at 5 a.m. for this.
East Coast, baby. I took off work tomorrow for this.
So I got work tomorrow, but fortunately it's only 2, so I'll suffer through it. But anyway, yeah, thanks for having us, and enjoy the rest of the marathon.
Bye, everybody.
So, one of my favorite things to look at with Kirby is knowing how they tend to make Kirby look way more aggressive on box arts in America versus Japan, and Air Ride is no different. Found this out, so please look it up for yourself. Japan Air Ride cover Kirby is just cute and happy, and America Air Ride cover Kirby is just angry. Anyways, great speed run or speed ride or whatever you want to call it. Happy to be hosting for that one. While we have a moment here, $50 here from Lord Yackle. I'm not going to be able to pronounce this nearly as wonderfully as some of our other hosts that I'm very aware of. Oh, yeah. Anyways, Chad understood the assignment with this one towards the start of the run and just not enough time to get all these donations in. $10 from Sabo Tower that says, hi, Dale. I definitely saw y'all saying hi, Dale, so appreciated. And speaking of Dales, I mentioned it earlier, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. We do have a challenge here, a bonus incentive to upgrade to all zones. It's currently at about $4,002 out of $6,000 needed, and we've got less than an hour there. Looking it up on speedrun.com, it's about 9 minutes, 45 seconds for any percent. All zones gives us another about 3 minutes on there. You want more GDQ, that 3 minutes adds up, so definitely get your donations in now when you're on that donation page right at the bottom. There's add incentives, and make sure to put your wonderful donation towards Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers upgrade to all zones. We would really appreciate it, and I'm going to keep reminding you until I'm off this mic, just so we're clear there. Here's $25 here from Jono that says, Kirby Air Ride was one of my favorite games growing up. Shout out to my twin brother Greg, who I played it with. Thanks for the run. Shout out to family. Games are always better with family and friends around. And with that, we are going to take a quick break here while we get set up for the next run. I'll see you back here in a few minutes. Why, hello. Welcome back to the stream. This is a GDQ 2023 online, powered by Twitch and in support of the Prevent Cancer Foundation. I have a $25 donation here from Coffee, Not the Drink, and I make no guarantees this sounds good, but I will try, as it leads with loud Kirby sucking sounds, so... Hyped for this Kirby Air Ride run. I loved this game when I was a kid. I love hearing people get nostalgic for their favorite games when they were kids being broken and busted by speedruns. As I mentioned, I don't particularly have any knowledge of Kirby Air Ride until now anyways, but it makes me really happy to see, especially during Worms Armageddon and such, everyone's here and like, wow, I remember that. Wow, I played that with my family. Wow, it was great getting so many trick kills when I was young. It makes me happy. That's all I can really say. $10 here from Wub Sparse. Great name. It's a friendly reminder to us all. Water check, making sure everyone is staying hydrated and safe. Let's get that Step Mania bonus goal, which Step Mania Technical Showcase is our next bonus game. It's at $9,599 of 100,000. We've got plenty of time to get there and plenty to go, so I'm going to once again kind of direct you in the meantime. That Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers upgrade to all zones still needs like $2,000. I think we need that one a little bit sooner than Step Mania because I have no doubts we can get them both. Just your friendly reminder, that's what I'm here to do. Deal with it. Wow, okay, $1,000 donation from Strummer Dude. Very generous, and it simply says, y'all are cool. I love this name. So this is Furret Turret with $20 donation saying, always happy to see the third best mode of Kirby Air Ride at GDQ. The winky face. Shoutouts to the KAR speedrunning community and good luck to David on the run. And $20 here from Humble Bee that says, here's to all the hundreds of hours I spent playing Kirby Air Ride City Trial with my dad, teaming up to absolutely terrorize the CPUs. Still never beat DDD though. Laughter in the background. Love that. Anyways, from GameCube back to NES, it is my pleasure to lead you into our next run. This is Jackal Any Percent 2-player being run by Toad22484 and Anthole. Take it away.